give everybody a few seconds here to get signed on. Tonight we're going to talk about nailers. Are you old school and still using the pneumatic air compressed nailers? Or are you more new school and use the battery operated ones? I got to tell you, this last week I am a little puzzled, and I don't think I'll ever own another pneumatic nailer ever again. So we'll wait for some people to get signed on, then we'll get in the business. So a little story. Last week, Lowe's deal of the day was Metallo's HPT pneumatic 18 gauge brad nailer. Shoots up to a 2-inch brad nail. I have the Milwaukee 12 volt brad nailer, battery operated, but it can only shoot up to 1 1/2 inch of a brad nail. Now, with that said, sometimes I need a little bit more length of a nail when I'm working on my projects. 1 1/2 does most of the things I do, but not all. And I've been missing, I've really wanted something that fired 2 inches or larger, especially on bigger projects. Well, I went and bought this because it was the deal of the day. It was $39, plus I had a $10 coupon, so it made the nailer $29, down from $99. And it's a Metabo. From what I heard, and from what other people have said, Metabo makes some of the best nailers of all time. So I went and bought it. Then I saw my good friend Tools with Souls deals video, and I saw him talk about an air compressor tank at Lowe's that was on sale for $49. I'm like, oh, that's great. So I went there. After I picked up the nailer, I went there, read the box on the tank, said it could handle an 18 gauge nailer. I said, perfect. Not like I'm going to be building a house with it. I'm just doing woodworking stuff with it. And I picked up the tank for $49. So now we're up to about $80. It's all good, Kansas. It's all good. You can always go back and watch it. But anyways, and then to get the hose, that was $40. And then all the fittings, all the fittings and the tape to make sure it was airtight, those were right around $12. So, all in, it was about $130 plus tax. I was in about 150-ish bucks, we'll say. Best liquid adhesive for gluing LVP to wood, doing stair treads. Honestly, I can't answer that question. I'm not going to pretend like I can answer that question. I don't do stairs. That'd be more of a question for Tools with Souls or Kansas there. I work in the automotive industry, plus I'm also a bowling pro shop operator, and I am a woodworker. I basically make furniture, stuff like that, cutting boards, all that type of stuff, and I just love tools. That's why I started a channel. I am not a contractor, and I don't pretend to be a contractor. So Kansas just answered your question right there. Thank you, Kansas. Liquid nail. Which I was probably going to guess that, but I didn't want to give you an answer that wasn't a good one. So thank you, Kansas. All right, back into this. So I'm like, great, this is awesome. I get it home. I get it all set up. I get the compressor to come all the way up to pressure, right? Put the nails in. Okay, let's see what this bad thing's got, right? I'm excited. I finally got a Metabo nailer, right? And it feels great. It's super light. It's nice. It was like a wet fart. Nothing came out. I'm like, what the fuck? So I retaped up all the fittings, made sure there wasn't a hole in the tank, all that type of stuff. And it seemed like I got more pressure, but no nails will fire out of this thing. Talked to Souls. He had no clue, sent videos. Me and him went back and forth for about an hour on this. And finally, he said, just take it back. And I'm like, you're right. Well, at first I thought it was the tank. So I said, maybe I'll head over to Home Depot and pick up the rigid tank for 99 bucks. So as I'm there with the rigid tank in my hand, I'm looking up and I see 18 gauge battery operated 18 volt nailer that can shoot up to 2 1/8 inch nail for $189. And I'm all like, what am I doing? Why am I'm going to be in at 250 bucks when I can just get that one for 189? That makes no sense. So that's what I did. But we're going to show you. Yeah, I know. I've just been messing around with it, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So the obvious reasons to not use a pneumatic nailer. One, you're always dealing with a cord, right? Two, you're always dealing with a loud-ass compressor, okay? Right? These tend to have a little bit more issues, at least in my instances, of working right and keeping working right. But this video is supposed to be a comparison between pneumatic and battery-operated nailers. But we can't do it because this thing won't shoot a friggin' nail to save its life. It just won't. I don't know if I got a dud or something's majorly wrong with it. I don't care. It's getting returned, and I'm going to be happy with this bad mamma jamma. Look at that bad mamma jamma. What do you tough guys think about that, huh? Look at that. Clean drive, baby. This thing is beautiful. It just feels good, you know? It just feels good. But that's the thing, right? This thing here is probably a pound. It is so light. This thing here is probably about 5 pounds. It's pretty heavy. And that's just the number off the top of my head by holding these two things in my hand. So this is a lot easier on you if you're doing it all day long, every day. But you got to deal with a loud compressor damaging your ears, or then you got to wear hearing protection, and you got to deal with a freaking cord tripping over it and all that bullshit. I don't know. I just think these are way better, okay? And let's see. I also have the M12 pin nailer, 23 gauge. I use this the most out of all my nailers. I use this the most. I use this the absolute most in my woodworking projects. But like I said, there's some projects I need to shoot a nail over 2 inches. And either one of my two Milwaukees wouldn't do it. That's why I got the Metabo. But the damn thing don't work. So that's why Mr. Orange is here. So, with that said, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to reset the camera back up, and I'm just going to show you how the Metabo don't work. And I'm going to show you how the other 3 nailers behind me here work, and work fantastically, okay? Now, the premise is that Metabo makes the best nailers, or they're up there in the nailer world, okay? Also, I think Milwaukee makes some of the best battery-operated nailers because they don't have pneumatic. They're all battery. Rigid does have pneumatic nailers, and I was going to buy a pneumatic nailer because they're on sale for 69 bucks, but like I said, after you buy the $69 tool, that's on sale, by the way, the $99 tank, that's on sale, by the way, the $40 hose, and $15, $20 worth in fittings, you're well over 200 bucks. You're in the like 230, 240 range. At that point, I might as well just go buy a Bosch one. Or or a Flex and get a free battery or whatever. You know what I mean? But when they got this one up there for $189, I mean, why would anybody want to buy the pneumatic one? Why? There's no need for it, in my opinion. What do you guys think? What are your preferences here? In my opinion, if Virgin wants to get rid of them pneumatic nailers and tanks and hoses because they're doing away with their pneumatic nailers, I think the nailers should be like the Metabo was here, because I think Metabo's getting rid of their pneumatic stuff too. I think they should be $20-$30, and then whatever, make the hoses $20 and make the tank $75. Then you could start to say, all right, well, if I'm going to save $120, maybe I will buy this pneumatic one. But I'm not going to buy the pneumatic one when you got to pay for the tank and all this other type of stuff. You're paying way more for an inferior tool. Because I'm telling you, these battery operated nailers are freaking awesome. Yes, the less cords, the better. That's how I built my shop down here. The less cords, the better. That's why I was a big Milwaukee guy in the beginning. I still am a big Milwaukee guy. But Milwaukee, everything's battery powered. There is no plug-in bullshit. It's all battery powered. Right down from their table saw to their miter saws, band saws, rotary hammers, you name it. It's all battery powered, okay? The only thing that has a cord on it in my woodworking shop is my miter saw, because I couldn't justify spending $600 on the Milwaukee one when I got a Skill one that cost me $200, and the thing works phenomenal for what I do with it. You know, I'm a part-time woodworker. I'm not in the field. I'm not saying go buy a Skill if you're a freaking contractor. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for what I do, that saw is amazing. It may be one of the best value miter saws on the market. That and the Hercules. They're both very good. Yeah, exactly. The only cord in my shop too is my shop vac. I got to get one of them dust extractors. I was thinking about getting the Hercules dust extractor. It's pretty cheap, and I've watched some guys review it and use it. It looks like it works pretty good. And trust me, I know all about dust because I own 2 bowling pro shops. Okay? I own 2 bowling pro shops. All I do all day long is make dust and drill holes in the bowling balls. So the amount of dust I gotta clean every week at my shops, it's like appalling. Like, I can't stand it. Like 10 years now, just every week having to scrub down every shelf, every bowling ball to get the dust off. I freaking hate it. So I think I'm going to try and get one of them dust extractors for the shop, for the pro shop, and see how that works. All right. I'm going to reset up the camera, and we're just going to fire some nails. This video wasn't meant to go an hour, hour and a half. I figured maybe I'd give you guys a half hour tonight. We'll look at some nailers. I'll tell you what, these 2 nailers I already know are phenomenal. The only downside about this 18 gauge 12 volt, it only shoots up to 1 1/2 inch of a nail. I wish it went up to 2. I really do. But for 12 volts, you don't even know this thing's a 12 volt tool when you're using it. You think it's a 20 volt tool when you're using it. They got some pop, they got some power. I've never had a misfire with it. I've never had a jam. So I can't tell you how easy it is to release the jam and all that type of stuff, because I've never had a jam with my 2 Milwaukee nailers. Never. I've had them for about a year now, and all the projects I've done, I have never had a jam. They are amazing. They're a little bit more money, but they're amazing. And they're just lighter. Like this Rigid, even though I like it, this thing's heavy. It's pretty heavy. It's a hefty boy, okay? Like you can see the difference in the 18 gauge. These are both 18 gauge. Look at the difference. Right? I mean, I love this thing, but I don't know if I'd want to be using this above my head all day long, to douche. But I don't know if you'd really be using a brad nailer above your head all day long, unless you're doing crown molding or that type of stuff up top there on your wall. But that's about the only thing I can think of. This thing is freaking phenomenal. If anybody's ever looking for a brad nailer that's lightweight, cordless, that type of thing, this is the king, I believe, in my book. I really do. Don't know much about this. Just got this literally an hour ago. I've only fired maybe 20 nails with it. So, but I will say first impressions are it's a little heavy. It's a little heavy, but it's balanced pretty nice. All right. So let me readjust the camera. I'll show you how this wet fart doesn't do anything, like literally anything. It dry fires every time. I've tried different nails. I've even tried Metabo nails. I had Souls on the line. Me and Souls went back and forth for a good hour on this. And then finally, Souls told me, just go return it, dude. It's not good. Yeah. All right, let's get the camera set. Bear with me here, guys. It's part of live TV, right? You know what? I'd rather go live, though, than make them longer videos. I like the live better because I can interact with you guys. I can get your feedback and all that type of stuff. I just like going live much better than making them long 20, 25-minute review videos, you know? I like this a lot better. I liked interacting with you guys. That's just me, though. I know a lot of other people, they don't like going live, but I do. All right, let's see here. Let's bring you guys over here. Let's see. Bring you guys down to the level here. Nope. Come on. See? The Metabo cord, it's getting in the way. Stupid cord. Can you guys see that good? Give me like a thumbs up or something. All right. So, first up, we're going to do this wet fart. Okay? Watch this. So I'm all in tank, hose, fittings, and nailer, $150. Okay? Which is a steal. I think at like the regular place, that would have been like $250, $270. But still, I don't care how cheap it is. If it don't fire a nail, you hear that? That's the compressor. That's what you got to deal with when you're using these stupid things. But look, where do you see any nails in that wood? It's all dry fire. And I have no clue why. We'll wait for the compressor to shut off before I start talking. So, as you can see, that thing dry fired about 10 times. Nothing I do works, and the nail won't shoot out the damn other end, okay? All right. This is the 23 gauge pin nailer, okay? I got a 6 amp hour battery on it. That's just because that's the battery I have on it. You could use a 1.5 and the thing will work the same, okay? I just got that on there for runtime, so I ain't got to charge the battery all the time. Hear how quiet that is? There is no bump fire with this. It's just single fire. Can you guys even see that? Yeah. It's just single fire. It's very quiet, very small. If you can see that, see all the nails there? I tell you what, that works a hell of a lot better than that freaking Metabo, okay? All right. You heard how quiet that was, right? Like, listen. You don't even know it's working. When that compressor comes on, though, and then it's always going, you know what I mean? It can be annoying all day long. All right. This is the 18 gauge M12. It's got like this selector down here. You can do a rapid fire or a single fire. We'll do both, okay? What do I got in here? I got 1.5 inch nails in here, okay? Single fire. Can you guys see that? Let me go back here so you guys can see better. Now that one's obviously a little bit louder. Okay. Now we'll do rapid fire. Okay. I mean, that shoots pretty good. Got stuff falling off my bench. Look at that. They're all evenly sunk. Look how far I got this amped up pretty high right here. Look how sunk all those are. They're all pretty much even. There's no misfires. There's no nails sticking up. I did it that aggressively to show you how consistent it is. Same thing with the pin nailer. If you look at the smaller ones, they're all the same. And that's what you want out of a nailer. You want consistency. Because when you're working on a project, if that freaking thing shoots weird or something like that, it can just like ruin your whole night and mess up your whole project. All right. Now we're up to the bad, big Mama Jamma. The new kid on the block. He's got to get used to his friends in the nailer drawer. So this thing here also has single fire or rapid fire. Okay. And I believe, yeah, I got a 2-inch nail in there. So I can put in up to a 2 1/8 in this thing, but I got a 2-incher in here. All right, we'll do single fire first. Let's see. So that one's definitely a little bit louder, but definitely countersunk it. I mean, you can just feel how much more power this one has. You can hear it. All right, let's bump it up to rapid fire. Okay, maybe I'm making a liar out of you. Rapid fire. Okay. What the heck is going on here? See? New tool. There's like this button back here. I don't know what the hell that's for. What? Did I already get a jam? I think I jammed already. Oh, I'm not batting 1,000 right now. Nope, didn't have a jam. Why won't it do rapid fire? Don't tell me I got another dud nailer. There we go. All right, let's try it now. Why won't it do it? Huh. It was working just fine, guys. Okay. Now let's do rapid fire. There we go. There, once you figure out how to use the tool. That was operator error, guys. This is all the rigid right here. I can't see any of what you guys are saying right now because I can't see it right now because I'm doing this. But you can see how consistent that was. Once I figured it out, how to use it, because it is a little bit different than the Milwaukee one, it definitely works nice. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's nice. They're all consistent. This one's a little bit deeper, but they're all sunk. They're all pretty much the same. I don't feel any of them sticking up there. As you can see, look how consistent that is. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, they all got different uses, these nailers, right? This one's probably going to be my least used one. It just is. It's only going to be used when I need to drive a longer nail. Okay, I'm probably going to just use the 2 Milwaukees like I have for anything else. But that's a steal. All right, let me get the camera readjusted so I can see what you guys are saying and have a little discussion, then we'll end it for the night. Readjust you here. All right. All right. Hi, Andres. Now I can see what you guys have been saying. All right. So you guys didn't say much. You guys were just watching me fire nails, which is good. This rigid's nice. It's nice. For $189, I mean, just to put that in perspective, because I was at Lowe's today, the Flex is $279 for this same tool that can show up to 1 1/8 nail. $279, but you do get the free shitty 2.5 amp hour battery and charger, but I don't need another 2.5 amp hour battery and charger from Flex. I got like 32 of them, okay? If anybody needs a Flex charger, let me know. I'll sell it to you for like $5 freaking bucks. I got so many of them, okay? The Bosch one was like $329, because honestly, I was going to get a Bosch one. I was going to get a Bosch one because Souls has been loving his so much to do this video and show you pneumatic versus this and the different types of nailers and stuff like that. But for $329, even though you get the free 4 amp hour battery with it, I don't need another Bosch 4 amp hour battery. I got like 10 of those too. So the whole free battery thing doesn't entice me like it once did, because once you get so many batteries, those deals really don't entice you. You know what I mean? With that said, so that's why I went to Home Depot to get the rigid tank. I went to go get the rigid tank thinking that that crappy tank, that $50 tank I bought, is the reason why the Metabo thing wasn't nailing. Then I was standing there and I'm all like, why am I going to put in $250 for a pneumatic 18 gauge nailer that can only shoot up to a 2-inch nail, by the way, even though it is a Metabo and it's supposedly supposed to be top tier nailer, right? When I looked up, they had the 16 gauge for $229 and they had the 18 gauge for $189. And there was one of each left on the shelf. That's all they had. They had one of these and they had one of the 16 gauges left. If I had enough money, I probably would have bought the 16 gauge too, because we're going to be doing a lot of remodeling and there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done with nailers, because we're getting ready here to, make the house look nice and then sell it. And then we're thinking about moving to Tennessee and building our own house. So I'm going to need that type of stuff in the near future here. With that said, I like it, guys. I like that rigid a lot. It's cool, man. It's a nice tool for not a lot of money. Like I just said, Flex's is $279. Bosch's is $300. Even DeWalt's is like $300. And guess what? DeWalt nailers are the frickin' pond scum of the nailer world. I'm sorry, DeWalt guys. Their nailers are horrible. Horrid. Ryobi has that Airstrike shit. Those suck. Even though you can get them much cheaper. I think I saw them Christmas going for $99. Which, they suck. So you're going to waste $100 on something that doesn't work. Just like I wasted 30 plus 50 plus 40 plus 20 on that Metabo nailer. I was trying to be cheap. I was trying to do content cheaply and putting that up against 2 Milwaukees. And look what happened. The damn thing won't even fire nails. So when you're thinking about saving $50, just get the better one. Unless you absolutely can't. Get the better one, guys. It's so much nicer. And guess what? There's always deals like this going on with good tools. Don't ever pay full price for them. Just wait. Just be patient and wait. I know you want to get the new, latest, greatest thing, but just be patient and wait. I don't think I've paid full price for a tool in over a year. I go out looking for deals. I go deal hunting. It's my thing. And it's gotten to a point where sometimes people in Home Depot will literally follow me around because I look suspicious because I go right to the clearance rack and I'll go to different Home Depots throughout the week. And I don't know if they're whatever theft department, whatever thinks that's suspicious activity that I'm going to, 5 or 6 different Home Depots every week trying to find deals. One guy actually did follow me and I caught him following me. I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm just keeping an eye on you." I go, "For what?" I said, "You know how much money I've spent here?" So then I pulled up my friggin' account and I showed him everything in my account. I said, "Dude, I've spent like 12 grand this year at Home Depot. Like, you don't got to worry about me, Haas." And then they left me alone. But anyways, that's my thing. So much so that they thought that I was casing joints out, okay? I like it. I think it's going to do a good job. And I tell you what, that tank, all the fittings, and that Metabo nailer and cord are going back tomorrow to Lowe's. I'm kind of disappointed too. I really wanted a Metabo nailer. I just did. I had the tank all set up here next to my workbench. I had the cord wrap on the wall so it would all be nice and neat. And the fucking thing just won't fucking work. I even got experts involved and they don't know why it won't work. All right, guys. You saw a little bit of the Ridgid here. We talked for a little bit. I don't know how many people were watching. It says we got 10 right now. We only got 3 likes. I didn't expect a whole bunch of people here because I really don't have scheduled lives. I just kind of go live when I have a couple of free minutes. But in the summertime, I will because I'll have more free time in my hand. We'll do a night of the week where we go live and we just mess around with tools. All right, guys. I'll let you go for now. I got some work to do. But please like, subscribe, share, comment, all that type of stuff. It helps me immensely. I have a goal to get monetized in 10 months. That was my goal. And we're above pace right now. We're definitely above pace, but we got to keep that pace going. And to the people who have been here from day one, thank you. Appreciate it a lot. Talk to y'all later. Peace.